Hello, this is Ronald with Indicator Vault, and in this video we're going to go over the logic day trading indicator. We have it here on Tradingview, and this is, in my opinion, a fantastic scalping indicator to use. It works well on smaller time frames such as 30, 15 minute, and even 5 minute. Now this does work on all time frames. You can certainly use it on the higher, the 4 hour, the daily, but it works just as well on the smaller time frames too, and it has great precision as far as identifying just even valid supply demand zones, selling great retracement levels, and so on and so forth. Let me just bring up settings real quick. You can change these to your liking. Got the certain filters, the max bars that you look back in the range. You can change these. These will fine tune the patterns, how many patterns you're looking for. And obviously it gives the signals for the buy and sell. But let's go in and just look how we could trade with these. And so one of the most important things is if you're going to, for instance, use this for scalping, you need to know what your daily bias is. Are you looking for shorts? Are you looking for longs? That will filter out a lot of these false signals. So for instance, as it gives the buy signal, this still works out. Breaks up above here, kind of validating this demand zone. And look, it does go up and create a higher high. So that's one reason why I say it's great for scalping, is you could use this to ride it up here on the 15-minute chart. These scalping, buy and sell signals will still work great, but because it can give so many, you want to filter out the false settings. You want to save your mental capital and not be trying to, pick all of these apart. They just get into a million trades every day. That's not how you're going to grow your account. You will blow your account over trading. But we can still see the incredible accuracy with these signals. Even in a downtrend, it's still making note of where price is going. So one of the best ways, in my opinion, to use this pattern, it's a pattern the algorithm picks up on, it is great for identifying valid supply and demand zones to trade from. And you're going to find them inside of these patterns. So you're almost always, even if price may not create a high or a low after it trades from here, you will see great reactions from inside the zone. So just for instance, let's say you wanted to catch this buy on the way up to take out this high. So you missed it here, but not a problem. You could easily just mark out that as a demand zone, since it is inside. It's the most obvious one inside of this buy box, this green box. Price retraces into it, never looks back, soon takes out this high, and then soon after creates this new high. And so even in a bearish day, as we see it starts to move down quickly after that, you've still caught a great move up. Same over here. Sell signal. Of course, price shoots up, but the sell signal doesn't happen until this candle. What happens? Price retraces up, hits this supply zone, and falls. Now, let's go out to the 4 hour And like I said, this still works on all time frames, right? You can find great trades on all of this. But let me bring up that rectangle I have marked out to show you the price action we were looking at a minute ago. Get it on the candle there. So on the 4 hour, this is just a way to refine your trades if you wanted to, use this for scalping or for lower time frames. Top-down analysis, start in the higher time frame. You could even just start in the 4 hour. We've got a valid supply zone here. Last up close candle breaks structure, creates a new low with a strong down move, these two large bearish candles. So we can have that price marked out. So we see price retraces back into it, but let's go back down to the 15-minute where we were. See, the zone is created here, and this is actually the price action we were looking at just a minute ago. Wicks up into here. So as it's wicking up into here, our bias is now bearish. We are filtering out the buy signals. We're not worried about those. So shoots up into here, get a sell signal. We can look inside here. If we didn't catch this, which by the way, if you enter on the close of here, price never comes back up above the box, the bearish box. You can see never comes back up above here. But if you wanted that extra confirmation, goes, breaks this low. The low that created this high has now been broken. So we see this supply right here. And then that extra confirmation, the indicator validating that as supply comes back up into it. And we can see just completely breaks down very soon after. But what do we see again? If we're still in a downtrend, mark out supply within the sell zones. But just from eyeballing it here, let me bring up, I've pointed this out in other videos. If you see long wicks like this, where this candle is mostly a wick, it's reaching up into this supply. Like I just mentioned, we see this fractal repeat. Supply created inside of the sell box, reaches up into it, falls below. Supply created inside of the sell box, falls into it, reaches back into supply, falls. This one's a little bit more tricky, but for long wicks like this, if you mark out the 50% zone of it, the price point, it will be highly sensitive. As we can see, price jumps into it, just barely pokes above it, continues its downtrend. Little messy here. You probably want to filter out some of these signals just because it's mostly consolidating. But again, same thing repeats. Supply breaks below, outside of the box, just reaches into it, falls again, and just repeats. And so from here, you can still easily be looking for sells since we've reached into our higher time frame, our 4-hour POI. And this is giving, plenty of opportunity. If you missed it up here, well, you can catch it here. If you missed it here, retrace back up and catch it here. Well, even if you didn't miss it, if you're on your charts, you catch it here, take partials as it breaks below this low, move your stop to break even, look for another re-entry. It offers it here. So get in another entry, take partials as it creates another low, and then move that to break even. And you're compounding and growing your account super quick. So that's why I mentioned this with scalping. Again, if you're a swing trader, this will work just as great, validating and, extra confirmation for supply and demand zones. But if you can just find that, you could use it on the 4 hour, the higher time frame. You can still use this indicator, find a supply zone on the higher time frame, mark it out like we did here. Go down to the smaller time frames, 15 minute, 5 minute, and repeat the process. The patterns this picks up on are very powerful to use in your trading. These are going to be very sensitive price points and patterns to use to identifying where momentum is currently in the market. So I hope this video was helpful, and until next time, best of luck trading.